Hi, Hiro Narita, Managing Director of Seafolk Private Limited. I would like to share some trading idea on the Nikkei and Taiwan index today. It is on the correlation between the two indexes and the spread trading. Currently, Japan Exchange Group is offering Japanese and overseas indices. Nikkei 225 futures has been well known and highly traded by Japanese and overseas traders. By the way, JPX Nikkei Index 400 futures was listed on November 25, 2014. It is now well monitored and used by many professional fund managers in Japan, since it is selected from all listed companies on the Tokyo Stock Exchange based on the criteria such as return on equity and corporate governance processes. I believe JPX 400 futures will be more traded internationally soon. If you need more information on the Nikkei 225 and 400 futures, please visit JPX website and contact your local brokers. Here are the charts on the Nikkei and Taiwan index from 2011 to the 2016. It has about 60 years of data, and the correlation between two indexes is about 0.68. It is slightly less than 0.7, and it is positively correlated but not so strong. Nikkei and TOPIX spread known as NOT ratio is very strongly correlated. Correlation between two is above 0.9, but another NOT, Nikkei Taiwan spread, is not. Notice that two indexes are highly correlated from 2012 to 2014 for about 3 years on the chart. Here is the graph of 20-day correlation between Nikkei and Taiwan from 2010 to 2016. As I just said, the correlation is 0.68. 20-day period of correlation is more in the positive area, from 0.5 to 1.0 in the graph. Notice that correlation gets down to the negative sometimes. It doesn't happen often, but there are a few times in the last 60 years it gets below negative 0.5. Also notice that once it gets below negative 0.5 and find the bottom there, ratio gets back to near positive 1 in a quick. You may take this tendency or bias into your own trading, but it is a fixed period of 20 days, and it is a rather short period to find the correlation. I have a mark on the chart as a vertical line when the correlation gets below negative 0.5. Looking at the two charts with a vertical line, it seems that two indexes have moved similar after the ratio found the bottom. It is hard to see two indexes on the two charts, so I have created a spread between the Nikkei and Taiwan on the line chart. Also, the vertical line is placed on the date the ratio found the bottom. When the correlation gets high and strong, spread usually moves on sideways. Because the period of 20 days is short, it doesn't get the exact turning point on the charts. Now let's see the spread between Nikkei Taiwan on a log scale chart. This spread is created that closing price of Nikkei divided by closing price of Taiwan index. Please pay attention to the boxes on the chart. When the spread moves sideways, two indexes are highly correlated and marked on the box. It moves in a range from 2012 to 2014 when the correlation gets strong, and also trended after the spread broken up from the box. I would like to share the trading idea on the spread since it trends. It is a spread chart from June 2015 to November 2016, a year and a half of data. It shows the recent move on the spread. I drew a 20-day simple moving average line on the spread. Moving average is most used by traders in Japan, according to research done by one of the Japanese brokers here. When the spread gets above the moving average, you may go long. When the spread gets below the moving average, you may go short. It is so simple but effective. Unfortunately, the spread moves up and down around the moving average for some times, and it could be a huge problem. Second popular technical indicator in Japan is a Bollinger Band. I drew the band and the third popular indicator, stochastics, below the chart. Now it is rather easier to define the position of price compared to the band and the moving average. Of course, I still have the problem when it gets up and down around the moving average. So I use a stochastic to eliminate the whipsaw. When the spread gets above the moving average and stochastic gets above 50%, it tends to move up, not much of a sideways move. This could be helpful when you trade on a trade. Taiwan index futures on the JPX just got started trading from July 2016, but it has actively traded in Taiwan exchange and Singapore exchange for a long time. You may start trading Nikkei 225 future together with the Taiwan index futures if you are not so familiar with the Japanese indexes. Having the spread on Nikkei and Taiwan index futures, you may limit the risk to trade the spread on the direction, since it trends sometime. Now, I would like to use less popular indicator ADX, average directional movement index, here on the spread. Notice that ADX moves up and down when the spread trends. I have a mark on the black arrow on the chart. When the spread moves side, ADX gets flat. And also, it was marked on the chart. ADX was developed in 1978 by Mr. J.W. Wilder as an indicator of a trend strength in a series of prices of the financial instrument. When it gets below 20, there is no trend. When it gets above 40, it shows the trend is strong. It gets above 60, it is near to the end of the trend. When the ADX gets flat, we can say there's no trend and extremely difficult to make money on a trend trading strategy. However, when it gets flat, Nikkei and Taiwan is correlated and not moving together perfectly. Under these circumstances, we can transfer and control the risk on the price movement from Taiwan to the Nikkei or Nikkei to the Taiwan. As an example, expecting the Nikkei index futures going down, expecting the Taiwan index futures going down by shorting, but price starts moving higher. Position is losing money. It is recommended to take the loss and go long, or we can wait for another trading opportunity. If the spread between Nikkei and Taiwan is moving sideways, we can go long on the Nikkei and still hold the short on the Taiwan. Because it moves up and down around the moving average, we have a time to wait for the cost of a spread to be break even. Then we don't have to take a loss on the Taiwan. Please bear in your mind that when the spread is trending, you cannot create a spread position later. Spread must be created at the same time, not in a different time. That is it. Again, Hiro Narita, CFOX Private Limited. Thank you very much for visiting the truth.